Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening to BSL. And good evening to everyone else within the sound of our voice, north, south, east, and west. Welcome to the January 10th, 2023 edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. And it's the first one that's on the day it's supposed to be, Tuesday. so so good evening. I am your host and moderator and facilitator and founder and administrator and head cook, Mr. Mike Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here with us. Hope y'all had a great day and just thank you for being here, okay? So before we get started, of course, we're going to do these salutations right quick. Glad to have you here, Carmelita. I'm glad you remembered too. Glad to have you here. Sister Kimberly Murphy, good evening to you as well. Yeah, Sherry from H-Town. Groovy to have you here. Sister Anissa, always great to have you here. Tiffany Murphy, I hope one of these days she's gonna have to join us on this panel one day. So glad to have her out there. Pastor Balders, always great and pleasure to have you here. Natasha from New York City, great to have you here. Save us some snacks for the after party. Valerie Cabot from Rocket City in Alabama, by way of Chicago. Great to have you here with us this evening. Well, folks, we got a full plate tonight. Oh, let me get this one right here. Michelle Shallowhorn, great to have you. I think this is your first time here. If it is, glad to have you here and hope it won't be your last. Okay? With that said, let's get started. We got a lot to chew on this night. So, starting from my left, from Southern Jersey, we got Sister Shell. We got from the Sunshine State, Duval County, Mr. Chauncey. And we got from South Carolina, Sister Tiffany. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here with us. Well, y'all folks ready?
Absolutely.
Let's get at it.
Okay. You know we're going to talk about those situationships, though. But that's the main course. Let's start off with an appetizer, okay? And I'm just going to put the banner up here right now. If I can have it right here. Oops. Helpful tips for the ladies. Helpful tips for the ladies. I didn't create this. This is a video thing. Then I guess Leslie sent it to me. But anyway, y'all take a listen, okay? Y'all in the studio audience, take a listen to this, and we're gonna share our thoughts.
Okay, so ladies, here go a few tips on how to respond to common things men say to us. If he say, "Where you at?" text back, "Where you want me to be." It shows you can be submissive. Now, if he texts you, "What do you want to eat?" text back, "Whatever you get is fine." It shows you're appreciative. And not only that, he can determine what he can afford. If he say he had a long day and he don't want to be bothered, you ask him if it's anything you can do to make it better. Even if he say no, make sure you do something anyway. If he come to you and say, "Babe, I want to start this business," this is what you do. You go do the homework on that business, get the full blueprint, then bring it back to him and let him know you're ready to help him start it. It shows you're dedicated to wanting better for him. This one is the most common and the most hurtful. If you say, "Babe, I love you, but I need space," you're either doing too much or not doing enough. Pay attention to what you are and not doing and adjust them based on his reactions to each and every one of them. And he will see that you are willing to do what's necessary to keep him.
Helpful tips for the ladies. Sisters, whichever one. Tiffany, you go.
Oh, so as far as when she said, like, he had a rough day and he's like, and you ask, "What do you want me to do to make it better?" I think that's just a fair question both ways. So that's a smooth one. The first probably three that she said, I'm cool with. With the business, I think that if you come to me with a business idea, come to me with a concept of what's going on, and we approach that together, not I do the homework. So we approached that together. And then when he was like, babe, I need space, either you're doing too much or not enough, change what you're doing. To me, that goes back to the baseline of communication. So because if it's something not being done one way, there's probably something not being done the other way. So let's find out how our languages, and I'm reading the 5 love languages right now and kind of really understanding that. But it's like, in it talks about really understanding the other person's way that they receive and they give love. And it's not as complicated as it sounds. It's really not. It's just basic interaction of, okay, well, I may like to have stuff done for me. You may like to hear nice things. So you just got to flex. So it comes with conversation and communication of understanding how that person wants to be loved, how they like love shown to them, how do they feel needed. I think an important question too, when kind of like dating to marriage is like, okay, so you know, if you came home, like what do you need at home for home to feel like home to you? And I think that'll get you a lot of the answers to a lot of the things she said. So that's kind of a lot of that sporadically, but together.
Okay, Sis Shell.
So I do agree with some of the things she said, and some of them I kind of feel like, do you really need to be told that? Because I kind of feel like some of them, like he had a rough day or had a bad day or not in the best mood, and you saying, what can I do? And then trying to do something anyway. When I think about just me as a person and me as a friend, I'm going to do that to someone that I care about. I'm going to do that for someone that I care about. And I guess the first thought that came to my mind is that not automatic for someone that you care about on a human level, right? On a human level, we're not even delving into a romantic level. Why wouldn't you do that as a minimum on a romantic level if I'm doing that on a friendship, human to human level, right? With empathy for a fellow human, female, male, whatever. I agree with the business thing. I'm kind of along the lines with Tiffany. If you come to me with it, one of my questions is going to be, is this something that you want me to be a part of, like hand in hand, or do you just want me to be a support system? Because he may be sharing it like, baby, this is what I'm doing, but not necessarily want you to be his partner, but you want you to be the support system. So I'm not just going to insert myself in a way like, oh, well, now you taking over. I just wanted you to support me. So I would ask that question, well, babe, you know, am I shaking my pom-poms, or am I rolling up my sleeves and doing actual work? Like, where do you want me? Where would I be of best service to you? You know, and then the last one, then I need space. Yeah, that's a communication thing. I'm gonna need you to say something. We're gonna need to have a conversation, because I'm not a mind reader, just like I can't expect you to be a mind reader. If you need space, can you communicate? Like I tell my nephews, use your words. What is it? Why should I have to try and guess if I'm doing too much or doing too little? Talk to me. Like, have a conversation. Though that's really my thoughts on that.
Okay. What I think is, it's almost sound like that's ways to train a woman to be a wife instead of giving advice. You know, especially when we go back to the part that says, I need space, or I'm willing to help you with this business. You know, if you're gonna give tips to the wife, why don't you give tips to the husband as well? You know, you're both in this together. You know, and I think subservient to slavery is gone, so you're supposed to serve each other. That's just how I feel about that. Okay, but Chauncey.
First of all, I'm glad I got these computer issues solved. I couldn't hear y'all for about the first 5 minutes. But
okay.
I listened to the video. I almost agree with everything she said into the blueprint thing. You know, I'm like, yo, it's good to be a help in the process. But listen, the man got to put in the work and have the vision himself to present. Because I'm like, oh, I got a business I want to start, and she looking at you like, do you know what you want to do? And he like, do he really have a plan instead, or he just have an imagination that he just don't know where to go with it? That I was kicking. I was. She said, "You got it wrong. You got it wrong, young lady. You got it wrong." I always say, don't no woman want a weak man, and don't no woman want a man without vision. That's it.
Mm.
So I'm like, yeah, be there when he needs space. Yeah, give him that space, let him figure out, or wait for him to communicate to let you know exactly what's happening, because you don't want to catch a man in that because they. But I was cool with him until that blueprint thing, man. I'm like, yo, can't kick with you on that one, because a man without a vision, or he has a plan, don't know exactly what it looks like. She like, why you present that to me for? Come back to me when you got something, and maybe I'll go half with you on it if I believe in it. So
And, and
yeah,
and
that's
like you
all I say
said,
about that.
yeah, and like you said, maybe you can't be haphazardly, haphazard with those type of issues. Saying, "Hey, babe, I'm gonna open up this food truck that sells organic yogurt or something like that, vegan yogurt or something like that." No. When did you come up with this? Last night? No, we need to talk about this. Let's have a discussion. Do you have a plan? Do you know the your audience, consumers, or what have you? Let's talk about this. Then it's another thing if you were saying, "Hey, babe, I got this vegan restaurant. I've been working on it for years. Here's my blueprints. Here's a menu. Here's marketing things, and I just want to hear your thoughts on it. Not even ask to help. But I just want to hear your thoughts on it. Then you go from
Yeah.
there. But that's my humble opinion, though. That's just my. Go ahead, Tiffany.
Oh no, I was gonna say.
Oh,
So when I listened to this young lady's video, kind of thinking about it, I'm like, it's coming from her perspective, probably from her situation, her whatever, and it goes back to every couple is different, right? Because
mhm,
there may be a dynamic like that works in somebody's situation, but I think the other thing too is we're hearing it just from a female's point of view, whereas I think honestly, if you sat a guy in the same seat and gave that same 5 things, they probably would say almost the exact same thing about
mhm,
this is what guys, if you have a lady, these are things you should do for her. So I think both of those, I think everything that she said up until those last two, actually, yeah, up until the last two, everything goes both ways. So it's not a
mhm,
one-sided women do this for men and don't expect any of it reciprocated back to you. I think it
mhm,
has to be reciprocated in order for it even to work.
mm.
True that.
Okay. Okay.
But
Now
when she
let me.
was talking those last two things, I'm like, darn, what you are? A girlfriend or a babysitter?
Mm.
That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm
Mm.
like, yo,
Okay.
we ain't rocking like this.
Okay. Regina Lowry says, that is a lot. Okay. Sherry says, she started off fine, but then, oh, yeah, no. Leslie, glad to have you. That is not automatic on a human level. Not all people are emphatic or compassionate. Sister Madison says, all of that goes both ways. It's about being supportive as needed in a relationship. And okay, go ahead.
I could be supportive. I could be supportive at the same time telling you no at the same time. I know
Okay.
y'all looking at me like, okay, what that
Yeah, yeah,
is.
explain it.
Okay, so I can hear you, listen to you, get it all off your chest,
Mhm,
and be like, it's a no. Because sometimes what happens is some people cut you off real quick and say, don't want to hear no more. And don't give the person the opportunity to get all what they want to get out their head, off their heart, and their chest out. Allow a person the grace to get it all off. And then saying, okay, how do I respond to this? How do I tell this person don't think this is a good idea for you right now, or
Mm.
too soon. Think about it. Some people go off emotion so quick, especially with the whole blueprint thing, because they saw one thing, say, I can do that too, but not realizing, bro, that might not be for you. So allow them the opportunity to just at least get off their chest before, things. That's why I say you can be supportive by listening to them, and at the same time turn around and tell them, no, not yet, or you need to look at this a little more detail before you decide you want to go out here and start wasting money like that. Take that huge risk that might not get back a return for you. So that's what I was saying.
Okay. You have to use tact. Be honest, but I guess what to say, don't be too honest, or let's use tact, be respectful. Hey, this cactus juice bar, it's not gonna work, darling. No, let's try something else. Okay. Ah, and I think that's okay. That's enough for that appetizer. We this the appetizer, folks. We're gonna go to the main event, y'all. The main course. The main course. But of course, you got to do
You got to
this.
like,
And share.
subscribe, and share.
Go ahead, y'all. Like, subscribe, and share. Whew! Here we go with this one right here. It's gonna be a doozy, y'all. Thanks, Shell, for this. This gonna be a doozy. Let's put this up here right now. The situation with situationships. Look at chances. The situation with situationships. Okay. For those out there, even though I don't think it's that many, but for those out there who are unfamiliar with the term situationship, here we go. Situationship, and these are several definitions: less than a relationship and more than a booty call. And we can just stop right there. A situationship refers to a romantic relationship that is and will remain undefined. More often than not, at least one partner catches feelings. Situationships can be defined as a romantic relationship that lacks commitment and the associated norms and expectations. Whew, that's a mouthful right there. Okay, we're going to do it this way. No, I start off like this. I was in a long-term situationship. Okay, that's almost an oxymoron right there. A long-term situationship. And I'm going to be transparent with y'all. I'm going to lead by example. That situationship lasted longer than my regular, real relationship.
Okay.
It was, but again, just thinking one day, this gonna be the time she gonna say, Michael, let's make this official.
So you were the
Never
one that caught feelings.
caught him and put him up in the freezer.
Okay. So you were the one of the two that caught the feel. Okay.
Yeah. She felt so too. But yeah,
real rap.
we caught the feeling. But I should have known better. And I'm being honest. I should know better. But it just took, I guess, a major event for me to say, you know what, Mike? You need to just go on about your business. You just need to move on. And for me, it just took something big to knock some sense into my head. But leaving, and I'm speaking on experience, y'all, leaving a situationship is not as easy as people like to say it is. Okay. With that said, though, and y'all can get the comment on this. We got a nice video, Sister Shell. Very good one. If I can find it. Here we go.
Let's talk about why getting out of a situationship hurts so much more than getting out of a long-term relationship. Now, when you're in a situationship, you're basically dating potential. And when it ends, it's the death of that potential. It's the death of what could have been. When you're in it, all you have are the possibilities of what might be. Oh, this guy loves to travel and go to music festivals, and I love to travel and go to music festivals, and we're just gonna have such a fun, adventurous life together. But you hadn't gotten to that point where you actually are traveling together and seeing how well you mesh together. All you have is this idealized fantasy of what could be. And when it ends, it's painful that this fantasy never got off the ground. It also hurts that he didn't even want to try. In a long-term relationship, you were there, he was there, you tried, he tried, it wasn't working. You were there, you experienced the breakdown and the demise of the relationship. But when it's a guy who doesn't even want to try, it almost feels like, what? I'm not even worth fighting for? I'm not even worth trying? He doesn't even want to try and see what's there? Also, when you're in the situationship phase, you didn't really know the real him. The beginning is just an illusion. You're on your best behavior. He's on his best behavior. There's still so much that you don't know about him, so that leaves all this empty space for you to fill in the gaps. And you can create this dream man that may or may not even exist. And that's the person you're pining for, but that may not even be a real person. So what do? How do you move on? The best way to move on is to just acknowledge, really acknowledge deeply within the depths of your soul that this is not your person. Because the right man for you wants to be with you. If he was your person, he would be there. The fact that he doesn't want to be with you just means that he gained the clarity that you're not the right girl for him. Now, maybe you don't see it now, but trust me, you will see it later down the line. And this is a good thing. It's a good thing when a guy who's not right for you leaves. So good luck, and make sure to tap that plus sign to follow me for more.
Neither one of us wants to be
And everything she said was gospel. Everything. I mean, use both, everything.
Okay.
It's
All right.
uh-oh.
All
Here he
right. All
come.
right.
Y'all be nice now. Remember, I warned y'all before we got on the air. Y'all do right. Go ahead.
All right. All right. Who want to go first?
Go ahead, Mr. Whaley, because you was chomping at the bit.
Yes,
I was
you
trying to turn the hat backwards and everything. I can go, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and step off because you was
Situationships is of the devil. Let's go ahead and just go and put that out there right now. Situationships is of the devil. It calls someone. I'm trying not to curse. Situationships are very complicated situations that make relationships are already complicated on a regular relationship level. You throw in a situationship, it makes things more complicated. Way more complicated than it should be. That's why I never registered, trademark, co-sign, even put an investment stock into situationships. I'm not doing it. It's like you just don't know what you want to do. You just stuck in this island. Like, what do we do? To my view, that's what situationship is. It's like, I like you, I want to be with you, but I don't want to lose you. So let's put this whole fantasy idea and picture, just saying that we together, we ain't going nowhere. And whoever gets tired, just let us know. We'll make the exit strategy. And that's the reason why it's so hard, because you have attachment to situationships. I'd rather be real. I'd rather for you just to be a booty call than be in a situationship with you. That's just me. I'd rather know.
Booty call is this?
I mean, I was going to ask what is the, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but what is the difference, between a booty call and a situationship? Go ahead, Shelly. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Shell.
And I'm sure that everybody has their own definition, but I'm just going to be real. If you're my booty call, we not having phone conversations. We not being seen out in public. I'm texting you what I want. You come and you give it to me and you go. Situationships, there's a level of friendship. We might do certain activities together. We might talk and laugh on a friendship level. And then the physical aspect is added on to that, which makes it so much harder because you're already a friend of mine. I have some sort of level of respect for you. I look at you more than just a piece of meat and an object or equipment to be used. You actually have a soul then, right? Because I'll be seen with you out in public. And because it has been taken to the level of physicality, that's when that intertwining happens, right? Because booty calls, I just don't have to put batteries in you. I don't have to plug you in the wall. But I'm not talking to you. I'm not telling you anything that I think. I'm not telling you anything that I feel. I'm not going to be seen in the streets with you. We're not doing no activities except for that one behind closed door. And then you can go. But situationships, you're giving part of yourself. You're sharing who you are. And that's what makes it dangerous. And I've been on both ends. I've been the person that caught feelings, and I'm been the person who hasn't caught feelings, looking like, what you talking about? We talked about this. This was an arrangement. What's wrong with you? You acting, you moving funny.
So you better testify.
Yeah. You know, I'm not going to, it is what it is.
So Shell, you saying that we have took friends with benefits and finally put a name with it called situationships?
Well, that's my definition,
Like
because for me, again, booty call, I'm not talking to you. We're not having conversations.
I know, but it's a situationship, and you my friend, that's like, damn, I really don't want to be with you, but I like you being my friend. I just want to add a little more spice because I want more things. I'm saying that we have took that word, you know how back in France said friend with benefits, like you my friend, but at the same time you can get some. So we just done put our whole marquee with it saying we're gonna classify as a situationship.
No.
Okay, so now
I was gonna say, so the difference between those two situations, think about it like this. So a friends with benefits situation is there is an understanding that we are friends with benefits. A situationship to me is me walking into a room trying to perform and I don't understand what the landscape of what I'm about to perform in. And so basically I didn't ask the questions. There are no expectations set. I'm developing this in my mind without communicating, hey, are we together? Hey, what are we? You know, and it's like, if I'm just going along, and I've been guilty of it where in my mind, I was dating myself. When I'm like, oh yeah, he calling me this and that, da, 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 da. And at the end of the day, it was like, no, I wasn't looking at you that way. Like, oh, you thought that? I'm sorry. But I never said that. So I think is that the difference is a friends with benefit situation is we have identified that we just gonna be having sex. We're just gonna call it what it is, just gonna have sex. Whereas a situationship is one of us is believing this to be a solidified relationship without us setting proper expectations as to what this actually is.
So I have a question for you, Tiffany, because oftentimes there is that, especially it's usually the person that doesn't catch feelings has communicated. We just having fun. This is what it is. But the person who is built more in their head and is dating their self knows and heard what is said, but it's building something else in their mind. Because I've been guilty of that. I've had that conversation. And then still like, oh, well, maybe. And I've been on the opposite end. Yo, we talked about this. What are you talking about? Why are you asking me where I was and who? That's not what we do. So it's always that person that had the conversation and was like, yeah, that's cool. I don't want nothing serious. Da, 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 da. We just whatever. But then built that whole life with the picket fence and we go on walk down the lane holding hands and skipping in their head when they know in reality that's not really the situation.
Because I would say too, if I've communicated to you how I feel, right? Like if I'm the person catching feelings and I've said, oh my gosh, like, I could see us together and I'm giving you all these vibes and that's not what you want, but you continue to move the same where you're calling me, you're taking me out, you're holding my hand, you're cuddling with me, you're doing all of those relational things, then it's kind of like you created a second set to the situation that when I said that, had you been honest and been like, hey, that's not where I'm at with this, and then give me the ability to make the decision. So I get what you're saying. Like if that person said it and, I still continued on with it, but they didn't change either. It's kind of a catch-22 a little bit, maybe, possibly.
Well, I mean, if it's communicated, the person didn't know, and then they just kept on and it wasn't a conversation versus, well, that's not where we're at. That's not where I'm at. That's not what I want. Do you want to continue with this or do you want to whatever? And they're like, no, I can handle it.
then that's on them. Then that's not a situationship. That's just you got a fancy booty call. But if the
fancy booty call.
But if the behavior, but what I'm saying is, if you continue to give me relationship vibes,
are they really giving vibes, or is that what you're making up in your head? Because sometimes that's what you're making up in your head.
That too. But the thing is, like, okay, if we were going out, holding hands, you cuddling, calling me babe, talking to me all the time, giving me all the things that, you know, I would probably get in a solidified relationship, and you giving me all of that, because I've been here, like, where I'm sitting there, this guy knew, like, hey, you know, I'm feeling you like this, and he was like, oh, okay. But then you continue to still do all of those things. You're calling me babe, you're taking me out, you're doing all the things that are relational. Like, you didn't make the separation. So it's like it's kind of hard to separate that in your mind and be like, wait, well, maybe this person really isn't feeling me. But then, you know, like Mike, I kind of wised up over time and was like, hold on a second, something ain't right. I mean, it wasn't for no long term, but still at the same time, it was like, okay, wait a minute, like these words ain't matching what everything that I'm getting. But I think, but you know, it's just, it's all the elements together, I think, makes it difficult sometimes to exit that situationship, because that potential piece that you're looking at is based a lot on the behaviors that you're getting. So yeah, we put ourselves in situationships, but I feel like I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but anyway, we put ourselves in people, we put ourselves in relations in those situationships. But at the same time, it's like, are we putting ourselves in those situations based on the behaviors that we're getting, based on the situation itself, or is it all really built in our minds? So it's sometimes, yeah, it is all built in your mind, but I think sometimes it's the other person giving you these relational vibes, and you're like, okay.
But you know, for me, from my story, I knew better. Maybe halfway, at the halfway point, I knew better. But hey, again, like a dummy. Hey, maybe, but I knew better. Sometimes, and it's 50-50. Sometimes they are giving off those vibes, mixed signals, if you will. And then sometimes you're kind of imagining it. You know, you kind of, I guess, almost wishing to the point that you think that they're doing it, giving those vibes or what have you.
I mean, and sometimes you know what it is, even if you're the person that has caught feelings, right? And you know that that's not the dynamics of the situation. Sometimes you're just like, okay, but this feels good right now. So right now it feels good. So I'm going to go ahead, because right now it feels good. You know that it's not real. You know that it's not going anywhere, but in that moment, it is feeding and satiating something for you. Whether it's loneliness, whether it's horniness, whether it's the need for intimacy, whatever companionship, whatever need it's feeding, and you are okay, and you go along with it, and you know that it's not going to, you know, grow into anything, or nothing's going to happen. But right then, it's feeding something for you.
Because I was going to say too, do we think would you stretch so far to say, and I was having this conversation with someone earlier today, and in their wise words, basically said a lot of times we give husband and wife privileges too soon in relationships, and that can definitely lead to situationships, because if I met you and I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gonna, and the way he worded it was like, we kind of mama some people. We become that, you know, we go into nurture mode, and we're like, oh, we want to take care of you and do all these things. And, you know, without understanding the dynamics of this situation. And guys do it too, where they, where, you know, they get into situations and they're like, oh, I got to try to win her over. So let me go ahead and do all these things. And they get blinded because they're so focused on trying to like be everything to this person that they build that piece in their mind, because the person is just reciprocating like, oh, thank you. Oh, you made me feel special. Oh, thank you so much. You made me smile and all these things. And they're just thinking they're just doing something right. So I think a lot of times too, we get too invested too fast. And when I say too fast, I'm talking about like in a month or so. Some people are all in, and I'm like, no, fall back. So
Absolutely.
So I take away from this conversations. Situationship is 1 + 1 = 1. Math ain't mathing. Number two, situationships is for you getting involved and investing so quick that you don't realize what you're trying to do. Overperformance in situationships. Sounds like situationships is more than complicated. They toxic.
they really are.
That's the way this conversation going to sound like situationships is toxic. It's because, like Shell said at a certain point, the reason why I'm remaining in this, because I'm getting something that I want right now. But what happens when that want runs out? And then you start asking questions, why I want more? Well, the other person don't want more, but now that they done fulfill your need and then got dead and tired, now you want more, and now you upset with the person. But you were fine when you was getting what you was getting. Now it's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's complicated, because it's so much gray area. Like booty calls or friends with benefits or a regular relationship, it's black and white. You know what you get. You know what you signed up for. You know what you get. But in situations, that's when things get gray, it gets complicated, it gets unknown. When they don't have real facts, they'll get emotional and unstable, and then you start seeing attitudes, winners getting broke out of cars, sugar inside your tank, tire slash, because of situations, because the person's so irrational, they feelings like they didn't get what they get, and now they want to attack on you. But you knew what you signed up for, and now you just fed up and tired.
Hold on.
There's some violent people out here in these streets, for real. I'm just saying.
Chauncey, you gave some pretty strong examples. You gave some strong.
I'm not saying I've never been in a situationship. I'm just saying off the top of the dome.
But Tiffany, sometimes it can get to that point.
Yeah, but
we got to put that factor in. Some people, you got to be careful about with whom you have a situationship with.
True.
They things getting good and what have you, and they mad because they sacrifice their body and their time and their dignity. That all of a sudden, oh, you won't give this to me. Okay, I'll show you. Car won't start. I mean,
for real.
Like
but I'm just saying, Chauncey was coming like he was trying to testify. I didn't know. That's why I'm just like, was strong.
Okay, so let me get let me tell you something.
You ain't got to do that, brother. You ain't got to do that.
I believe that Left Eye, Andre Rison had a situationship, because when she took those tennis shoes,
no, they were in a relationship. They lived together. They were in a serious relationship. They lived together. They lived together.
Situationship.
Common law.
Exactly. They were common law at that point.
She commonly burned that house.
They were common law.
Okay. All right.
But I mean,
it's common law.
It really can it really can be very interesting, right? So you have a situationship, and there's a conversation like, look, this is what it is, this is what it isn't, and everybody agrees to it, and it runs its course. And in this particular instance, he comes to me and he says, look, I've kind of been seeing someone, and we decided that we're going to be in a relationship. And my response to him was like, oh, I'm happy for you. That's really good. And he says, no, it's not. I said, no, it's good. I think that's really good. I'm happy for you. He's like, it's not. I said, what do you mean it's not? And he's like, because I like you. And I said, what happened? I said, what are you talking about? I said, this was always the plan, that if one of us decided that we wanted to be in a relationship, that, this would transition seamlessly back into friendship. And he was like, but I really, really like you. And I'm like Chauncey said, the math's not mathing. So you're getting in a relationship with someone else, but you're mad at yourself and apparently me because you like me.
Hey, you like that black diamond?
But make it make sense. So I don't get
Don't
it.
do that, Tiff. Don't do that.
I don't. Both of y'all stop it.
Y'all need help. Y'all need help. So I've used the bad example. So we ain't gonna use the
I would
left eye.
say I would say it's a bad
I would
example.
say thin line between love and hate. That was a situationship.
Okay, let me say what Leslie says. Don't let that situationship allow you to be in the special friend in
Look.
the obituary.
He needs about a special friend.
I don't think situationships get listed in the obituary at all, do they?
Yes, they do.
No, if they've been around the family and they are that face,
Do you
then yeah,
bring
you a special
situationships
friend.
around family?
They're called
You
They're
do?
called friends.
No,
They're
see,
called friends.
my situationship, we didn't really nobody introduced anybody. It was like you just met random people at random times. So like you didn't come to gatherings and you weren't introduced to the family. Like when I introduce you, I introduce you. That wasn't no introduction. But that special friend category is serious.
Mike, did your situationship meet your family?
Nope.
Since it was long term, I'm just wondering because I'm thinking
no.
I don't think my situation. I don't think any of them. I don't think I introduced any of them to family.
Hey, if they watch it tonight, they know about it now.
Oh. Yes. So special friend, does a special friend what? So at the funeral, does a special friend get did they get to sit on the front row?
Hold up. I'm gonna read something to you all. Close friends, Lauren Flynn, Shanice Flynn, Agnes Smith. Those my dad's special friends when he had passed.
They was listed by name? All of them? Not one of them, but all of them?
All the girlfriends.
Okay, so the question back on the table. Do the special friends sit on the front row?
Well, they didn't
sit.
Like number 3? They sat behind the family, but on the same row. Yeah, that happened at my dad's funeral. Yeah, real story.
Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, put Leslie's other comment up there. Put the other one up there.
He wanted a you and me, she.
No, the other one about the entanglement.
She wanted you.
About the entanglement. Entanglement is a good one. Come on, entanglement.
Yes.
He wanted you, me, and
yes. Yeah, you know what, Leslie? I like it. You right.
I want to say entanglement earlier, but I didn't have my space to say that. I mean, it can turn into entanglement.
You right.
And I think entanglement is the dangerous aspect of situationships.
Agreed. I agree with you, Chauncey.
And it can turn into entanglement.
Yeah.
Because in entanglement, that's when them behaviors and everything, everything's still the same, but somebody ain't feeling it. And it's like, hold up. But you still treating me like the girlfriend, but you telling me I'm not the girlfriend, even though I know you having conversations with this girl on the other side of town because you keep saying her name.
Look, entanglement will have you at the red table talk.
And I'm sitting there like,
right there.
And ask you point blank across the red table, look, is you or is you not?
I mean, is y'all still a part of the entanglement and me not knowing about it? I got real questions. I mean, yeah, because that entanglement, that means you in way too deep. That is starting affecting a whole lot of things.
But that goes back to what my wise friend said. He said that we give privileges to people too early. And when you do that, you lose sight of what's going on.
I think that's true in some instances. Some people just build stuff. Because if you've sat down and had a conversation, this is what it is, this is what it isn't. And the first minute you question me about what I'm doing and who I'm doing it with, you done, no.
If you want something to build, to have with you in your bed that you can cuddle with at night, there's a place called Build-A-Bed.
I'm gonna go build me. I mean, go
Now,
ahead.
let me tell you something right now, Chauncey. You laughing because you know what I'm fitting to say. Build-A-Bear can't do what needs to be done, so stop it.
Sorry.
Stop it. That is not a viable option. If
They done
that's
turned
if
left
that's where
hard.
your head is at, that is not viable. Don't sit here and tell that lie. Build-A-Bear.
I'm gonna go to. I don't want to go to build a bear. I'm gonna go to Jesus and build a man. Go ahead.
Well, make it better operational then.
We already said they ain't got to plug in. They ain't got no charge.
Exactly. No batteries. Don't have to charge it. No USB cords.
No D's,
Come on.
no C's, no double A's, no triple A's.
No. You ain't got to worry about burning out the. Well, maybe.
Mike, I understand now when you said be good. I understand that because
He already knew what the setup was.
When he picked the panel, he already knew.
Would you rather
Oh,
us sit up here? Would you rather us sit up here and not be real? Like, I think
Oh yeah.
the people come back and let us know.
No, because when it comes to situationships, you can't be with a topic like this. You have to be transparent. You have to.
Go and get you a squash.
A squishmallow. A squishmallow.
What is that?
Squishmallow. It's a man. There you go.
Oh, is it?
I'm gonna call it a man.
Wait.
What is it?
Wow.
Let me read.
Wow.
Carmelita. Let me put Carmelita's comment up here. I didn't formally introduce my situationship, but I was out with family and he walked up.
Girl, what happened?
I'm gonna treat you like a friend.
Wait, how did he act? Not how did she act? How did he act? Did he act extra friendly? Like, did he come in for the hug? I mean, did he play the game? Like, what is this? What happened, girl?
Because what you ain't finna do is be like, oh, hey, babe.
Don't do it.
I was almost somebody's situation.
How are you?
I was almost somebody's situationship late last year.
How'd you about to say late last night? I was about to say, what you say?
Late last year.
That was a late night creep. That wasn't a situationship. That was a late night creep.
That was creep. No, late last year. I was
Chauncey couldn't keep it on the down low.
Somebody's sneaky link.
And what stopped it is I found out she had a boyfriend. I'm like, oh man.
Oh yeah, that's not a situationship. You a sneaky link, boo.
Oh my!
That's the difference. You a sneaky link.
You are the side piece.
Yeah. You not the ribs. You the potato salad.
You ain't eating potato salad. You that piece of cornbread that they sit on the plate. You know what I'm just saying? Not you, Chauncey. I'm just saying.
You didn't even make it macaroni and cheese, Tiff.
Not in that situation. You the cornbread. You the piece they brought in the basket. Everybody got a piece.
You know what? Okay. Whatever. Okay.
And Leslie said late last year was just last month. Thank you.
Facts, Leslie. Facts. You right. Just like you right. February.
First of all, late last year could have been October, November, but I got classified as December.
He said it was December the 29th.
No, that was just 2 weeks ago. That ain't late last year. That's 2 weeks ago. That's 2 weeks ago.
We sorry, Mike.
Mike.
Y'all good.
I'm not good right now. I'm
waiting for Carmelita.
Why you not good, Chauncey? What's wrong with you?
My motion level went from 10 to 5.
Wait, listen. Keena has words of wisdom. Here it go, y'all.
Oh my God.
Here it go. If you're not worth of the full rap in a cookout, you are a sneaky link.
You can't leave with a plate.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't getting off the plate.
Pastor Valder says, seems like all of this is just a play on words because both situations intertwine.
I agree. That's what that entanglement in them situationships and straight up booty calls.
I disagree.
Just might as well just have a.
I done told you that booty calls get treated completely different.
Not mine in the past.
We don't have we don't need to talk. What are we talking for?
She'll say, you come do what you got to do.
I'm not calling you on the phone. Don't call me on the phone. Don't ask me no questions. I'm going to text you. Does Wednesday at 9 p.m. work? You say yes or no. When you come, don't say anything.
Nice.
Do your job and get out.
See, you was nice. They had your number. They had a MySpace message me back in the day.
Lock the bottom lock on your way out. I got
you
work
had
in
to be somebody
Horton.
special to get the number. Okay.
Well, I ain't never had no booty call. I think I've been one, but I ain't never had one. So I don't know.
Oh, really?
You give the number. How you handle that? You just
check. Hey.
You don't give the number. You just be like, hey, be here.
What phone number? Oh, well, you can have a Google number. They don't need to know your real number, and so you can text off of there.
So I can just send a note by carrier pigeon and be like, be here at 4:00.
Yeah.
Are you available Thursday at 8:30? Not too late because I got to work tomorrow.
I can't do that. I ain't doing that. I can't do that. For the audience, I ain't doing that. Specifically, what person in the audience, I ain't doing that.
Asking how others handle the situation.
But I'm just talking about what I used to do in the past. Okay.
In the MySpace days.
In the MySpace
days. What, 1987?
It's not that 85. Far back now, Tiffany. Stop.
Hey, 95.
Tiffany.
Ma'am.
Hey, 2000. Gosh.
Oh, how to schedule? It's very easy. You send a text message.
Oh, gosh.
And it goes like this. There's no hi. There's no it's Thursday, 9, ?
The
response should be
yes hard day and you
or
need to
no.
Release. Hey, you available?
Oh, you give them a whole sentence?
No, I just say you available.
So do they tell you that they're there? Do they call you and let you know, hey, I'm here? Do they just ring the doorbell?
It's usually a text, like I'm outside or I'm down the street. You unlock the door. So when they come in, you're already ready. They need to be ready. Do the deed and get out. That is a true booty call. You are not anything but a
just
tool.
Me.
You are a tool.
I don't need that kind of.
The question was
somebody to come and try to hang around for a while and hug
no,
me
don't
and tell me how they feel.
That's situationship.
What you doing? Yeah.
What you doing?
Yeah. What you doing? Girl, yes.
Welcome to 2023.
Why waste the time? You already know what it is. If you hear from me, that's what it is.
Hey, one of the code names for booty call. What's up?
No, not meeting. No.
Hold on, let me read this. How he know your address but not your real phone number? Y'all meeting at a hotel, a holiday?
No, not. Although I have, but no. He has to know my home address in order to deliver.
So if I get a hotel, then basically I'm paying for it.
Oh yeah, if I'm coming to the hotel to meet you paying for it. Absolutely.
What? You pay for the hotel room? You better come to this house.
No, if I'm coming to the hotel. You tell me to be there. I expect not to pull out my card.
I was going to say, why should I have to?
Are you
saying not now? Piece of incidental.
Not
I don't care if we break every chandelier in that place. We ain't paying not now thing. My credit card is being on file for no incidental.
No, we just not doing that. We just not going to a hotel. I don't know how we got here, but we here.
Because you asked first off, you asked the question. That's how we got here. You asked that question.
Booty calls don't get saved in the no.
Nah,
they get
you just the number, and I just recognize the last 2 digits. I'm sorry, I didn't.
And if you got multiple than one, they become days of the week. I'm calling Wednesday.
Oh boy,
Friday comes on Friday.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with. I mean,
little innocent Sandra child.
Hold on. Well, then he was my booty call. Then sneakily, you tell her.
Wait, Shell. Okay, go ahead. Are you about to tell yourself?
But I stopped. You see how I stopped?
Okay. And Sandra, we're gonna have to talk to you in the after party. Oh boy. You know what, y'all?
Booty calls.
Look, we all done been there, so it ain't. Look, we ain't judging nobody around these parts.
Not at all. There's rules to this thing.
We all learn to grow. We grow
from experiences, like booty calls and situations.
After 9, I may be looking for companionship.
By 9, I need you. If it's during the week, I already need you to show up at 9. So that I can get to bed at a respectable hour and be up for work in the morning. So I'm going to text you early in the day to make sure that you're available at that time. Because I've never done super late booty calls. You're not coming at 2 o'clock because then you disrupted my whole day. So if you can come around 9 o'clock, 9:30, no later than 10. You know what I mean? No later than 10. Because I need you to be out, gone. Because I need to roll over and get some good sleep.
Did she just say a respectable hour? But we
Yes, respectful hour. So Shell, let's call it for what it is.
Thank you,
I have respectful hours after the booty call, before the booty call. So I have been in work meetings. I've been texting my booty call. I'm like, listen,
you text them earlier in the day.
Hey, text them early.
Yeah, you text them early. Yeah, but my lunch break, I should know how my after work is going to go.
You know, by 2 o'clock, I need that night.
You know, am I stopping at Walmart on the way home, or am I going straight home to get stuff right? Yes, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is the great time, right? Because that's enough time to get at least 2 rounds in, and he be gone, and I can still get sleep and get up the next morning.
I need
on that note.
Let me get my pen out. I got to go across the country. I got some
y'all show up at the after party. On that note, we're gonna move on to our last topic. You can't do it fast enough. I can't find it. I forgot how to do it. Y'all help me, but make sure y'all do something. Whatever this says,
like, subscribe, and share.
Shell, you said 9 o'clock.
I'll give you the Cliff Notes, babe. I got you, Tiff. I got you.
Is that Pacific time or Eastern time?
Eastern Standard.
Listen.
And make sure you do an hour before, an hour late before the time change.
No. Is it Pacific or is it Eastern?
Eastern Standard Time. They'll just have to convert it.
Listen, y'all. Listen. Let's gonna go to this last topic. Y'all know the apps we have. I don't even know how I could top this. You know the apps we have that you look at it, it'll distort your face and like this. So the app in question is the one that will move on your eyes, like down there. Y'all familiar with that one, right?
Yes. No. It's the bootleg Miss Potato Head. Go ahead.
Yeah, your eye be down there. Okay, good. A young lady showed her mother, tricked her mother with this. Y'all take a listen.
Mama, these old Henry candies? Oh, wow. Yeah, I had them in a long time, girl. Yeah. Son. Yeah. What's on my eye? It look crooked. Tell me, Mama. It's crooked. Look like I'm having a stroke or something. You ain't having no stroke. That's how you been born. That's how you always look. Let me see you. Oh, hell no. That's how you always look when we take you to the hospital. You always look that way. Yeah, I think you better call the ambulance.
I wouldn't have done that.
Why she like Snoopy?
She was wrong for that though.
That was
fun. The woman thinking she having a stroke.
Yeah.
I mean,
y'all been cut up all night and didn't think that was funny.
You don't play with your mama though. That's not like that. That's not no.
Mama got scared for a minute. The woman
she really did. She was. You see, she was like, I think you need to call the ambulance.
How can you readjust your face like that? Like,
y'all let that woman.
She was so confused. I'm so sorry.
She really was.
That's what you call elderly abuse.
Oh. Not elderly.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would. Chauncey always gotta take it too far.
You had trauma for 5 seconds. You're like,
okay.
Chauncey, take it too far? No, we ended up on the hook. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Well then.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, we got one more then.
What Georgia did to
another one?
Last night.
All right, what's this one? Like, subscribe, and share. Come on, what's this is?
Okay, it's not a funny one. Since y'all did not find that one hilarious, y'all done cut up so bad, boy. I'm gonna have a long talk with each and every one of y'all. Take a look at this one though.
Okay, let's see what you got.
So let me show you why I wanted this tuxedo here on this day. And this brother has his mother's photos posted inside of his jacket. And that's the first time that I broke down to death. Any man that loves his mother will love your daughter. His mother is his pride, is his joy, It is his queen that meant everything to me as a man. And I want you to know that your mother, my toast is to your mother, is here with us this evening. Sister Hudson is with us this evening. She loves you. She is watching you. She is proud of you. She adores you. You need to know that you are free to be the man that she birthed you to be. Salute to Miss Hudson.
Yep, take him
Man,
all
that smell almost like Bishop Greenleaf.
Hush. He really did.
Bishop Greenleaf?
He really did. But still.
Oh, oh.
That was beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But he's right though. If a man loves his mother and his sisters and his daughters, like if you see that relationship and it's intact, I think it's a pretty good indicator of
You can be, ma'am, you're gonna be blessed.
I'm glad that these folks get mad at me about that other post.
Greenleaf.
Somebody was mad at you? What happened?
No, they're not mad. But it's funny to me. But I like that last clip. I thought it was real nice. That was wonderful. That's a good way to end it.
Let me take a note for the nuptials. Let me take
y'all. Yeah, y'all do that. While y'all do that,
right before 9:00 p.m.
Not before 9. Take a picture. Then take a picture and put the picture inside my dress.
Coming up. Whenever I post it, coming up.
And y'all said leave the door unlocked.
We're gonna have the after.
No, don't leave the door
unlocked. Lock the door on your way out.
Make sure you get a text message before because you don't want nobody to come inside your house.
Okay, got you. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead. We have a Saturday night social on Saturday.
5 p.m. Saturday night. We don't know what's going to happen Saturday night, but you just know it's going to be here for an amazing good time.
Yes. And what happens in the party stays in the
Next
party.
Tuesday, we'll be doing this again, man. Listen, going to be a whole new crew, new topics, new discussions. Just make sure you come back next Tuesday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, because he's not going to invite us back.
I'm going to say, I think we got fired.
We are banned.
So before we go, yes, I'm Tiffany. That's Shell. That's Chauncey. Remember us? Because we probably won't be back.
Don't know the next time you'll see us on this panel because he's done with us.
Mike gonna put a hit out on us. Call the police.
So we here now. We will be in the comments, and we will, we will ride the comments like a wild stallion. We're gonna make it happen in the Kentucky Derby. We're gonna make it work. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Ride cowboy.
Ride cowboy.
2023, right? We coming in a blaze of glory.
On that note, folks, thank y'all so much. No thanks to these people up here with me. Thank y'all. We see you at the after party
tonight.
We'll see you at the after party.
Now, if your booty call happen to show up at the same 9:05 hour, just include them. Okay, they can listen in the background. Just put us on mute.
And you know what?
Make sure you want mute.
Make sure we on mute the camera off. That's all.
Mute.
That's it.
Make sure you invite all your situationship to the after party tonight.
Night.
They have a conversation. They ain't gotta identify with you.
Night.